Carbon credits are a scam, but in this video, I'll expose how the rich are using them to move millions of dollars anonymously under the perfect guise of green initiatives. And more importantly, I'll show exactly how you can leverage the same loopholes to cash out your millions in crypto without raising any red flags. You see, having worked in the carbon credits industry in Colombia, I saw firsthand how the system is rigged, from destroying small businesses to artificially inflating the prices of precious metals. But instead of complaining about the rich, let's turn it into an opportunity. So in the next few minutes, I'll walk you through how you can use carbon credits to move money and cryptos without drawing any unwanted attention. Let's get started. First off, carbon credits are a tool designed by monopoly capitalists to destroy small businesses. The idea is pretty simple. As governments enforce carbon caps on businesses, companies that exceed these limits are either forced to pay hefty penalties or buy carbon credits to offset these emissions. Now think about it. Large multi-billion conglomerates such as Boeing, Microsoft, or Coca-Cola have all the money in the world to buy themselves out, while small businesses are either forced to invest in inefficient, expensive green tech or face extinction. But it goes even deeper. In Latin America, especially in mineral-rich countries like Colombia or Ecuador, the governments are being sweet-talked into designating valuable mining areas as protected nature zones to harvest carbon credits. Guess what? Once you designate it as that, you can't mine minerals there anymore, and the prices of commodities like gold, silver, or copper, they're artificially going up because there are less areas to mine in. And this gives way to very many ingenious schemes. Like, for example, when I was over there, right before shutting down an unprofitable mine, they would rebrand it as a reforestation project. Essentially, you kill two birds with one stone. You stop mining in a mine that's already empty, and you become Mother Teresa by planting more trees. Another bag of carbon credits, more money, how fruitful. Now, why should this matter to you? Well, despite the fact that carbon credits are designed to destroy small businesses, they're actually shaping up to be the perfect tool to move money discreetly. You see, unlike cryptos, which are constantly facing scrutiny from banks and your government agencies, carbon credits are getting their green light from everywhere. The UN, the IMF, your own government's green agenda, and it's basically like sailing with the wind in your sails. For the foreseeable future, trading them or selling them will not raise any eyebrows. So how do you actually use them? Well, let's use this offshore Corp Talk user's problem as an example. He bought Bitcoin over 10 years ago on an exchange that is now defunct, a very common problem for many early Bitcoin users, and with no easy way of cashing it out because he has no source of funds. In today's day and age, you are guilty until proven innocent. Now, instead of struggling to prove his innocence with risky bank audits, instead, he can cash out those cryptos through over-the-counter dealers, which are very present in these developing countries, into land, whether it be a coffee plantation in Colombia or a forest in Indonesia. Preferably, you want to already buy land that is certified so you can start generating carbon credits immediately, even if it may cost a little more. I'll explain why this is a key instrument in order to cash out those cryptos into reputable first-tier banks in just a second, but always work with legal and carbon rights teams in order to make sure that all the land is correctly certified. In Colombia, the certification is done through Cercarbono. In Indonesia, it's the ICCS. And other international certifiers include Vera, Gold Standard, and Plan Vivo. Now, once you've bought that certified land, generating those carbon credits is surprisingly smooth. Think of the land as producing another commodity, but instead of coffee or precious metals, it spits out carbon credits. And these credits can be traded, sold, and used to move money internationally. Here's the kicker. A carbon credit is just as fungible as gold, silver, or even cryptos, meaning that a credit from Brazil can be bought, sold, traded in the UK, the US, Switzerland, even here in France. Right now, there isn't a global exchange that's controlling carbon credit markets, so that's why most deals happen directly with a buyer, usually large corporations like McDonald's, Airbus, Boeing, etc., trying to reach their ESG goals to get government stipends. But the beauty is that you started with cryptos or money in developing countries, and these corporations are going to buy those carbon credits and you can receive that money in reputable bank accounts in first world countries with a legitimate paper trail leading to the sale of carbon credits. Now think about it. These developing countries that produce these carbon credits in large quantities are known for their very relaxed approach when it comes to buying land, and they have a thriving network of over-the-counter crypto dealers. As long as you have the money, it is very easy to convert cryptos, cash, or other assets into the local currency, purchase the certified property, and let the land start producing carbon credits for you. So whether you're looking to off-ramp your crypto, earn some passive income, or invest in these developing countries, this strategy bridges that gap between the lifestyle in the East while maintaining Western banking services. And what we do recommend, however, in many videos is to develop a team in these countries because they're all built on trust, whether it be in Latin America or Southeast Asia. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get screwed, or you're not going to get the best deals when it comes to the certified lands. So to summarize, the methods I just gave you already work today. However, you're going to have to put in some effort to actually sell the carbon credits that you generate. Because right now there isn't a global standardized market. Most trades happen directly with a buyer. And right now there is a bit of a turf war going on between the public exchanges as well as the certification bodies to see who's going to dominate the space. You can also move your carbon credits onto blockchain platforms like Toucan, which will then tokenize it. This is similar to what PaxG does with gold, and you can then trade it on centralized exchanges. We actually believe that a lot of centralized exchanges will embrace this tactic in the future, but right now it just adds a speculative angle. It doesn't actually solve the problem of moving that money into reputable banks. Now, however, from an investment standpoint, this may be an interesting play as well, because right now, at the time of speaking, carbon credits are trading between $10 to $15, which is double from when I was working in the industry 2 years ago. And if the governments come out with some climate crisis or implement a Green New Deal agenda, this price could skyrocket, especially if demand increases. Anyway, that's it for today's presentation. If you enjoy this type of content, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below. It definitely helps with the YouTube algorithm. I made a previous video as an OTC tutorial, which plays right into this carbon credit strategy. Be sure to check that out. I'll be seeing you though in the next presentation, and until then, bye-bye.